Welcome, everyone, to the 2-year anniversary of the Everything Show.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, this is the Everything Show 391, part 1 of the 2-year anniversary. What's up, David?
Hi, guys!
All right, so first off, I'm going to give my review of Pixels because I saw that today. I attempted to do the podcast like 4 times today, and nobody was around. So I was like, okay, so I'm just going to go to movies, which was going to go to the movies anyway. But so we did that. We did some shopping. Back, I saw Pixels. I was dying to see it. I liked it. It was a cute movie. It reminded me back when I was a kid with all the arcade things. I give it like, I would say 6. 5's passing. Well, 5, whatever. So, I mean, it was cool. It was cool. I mean, it wasn't, it's not like, oh, my God, blockbuster material. But, it was good seeing Kevin James and Adam Sandler. And I'm used to watching their movies and stuff like that. So, I give it a 6. But I heard that there was an after-credit scene that was cut. We did wait to the end, and there was no end credits. I heard that there was supposed to be a Mario thing that was cut. There was supposed to be something to do with Mario, and they were cut because I guess Nintendo didn't want Mario in a negative light or something. I don't know. But we did have a mid-credit scene, which was funny. So overall, it was cool. And I do want to talk about Ant-Man. Did you see Pixels or no?
I didn't see Pixels because I don't know. I think I've been burned too many times by Adam Sandler movies. I go in
Right.
and I think he's learned his lesson, and I think he's learned to make a good movie because he used to make good movies, and now he's like, oh God, it's another piece of crap again. Oh, so I'm not going to see Pixels until I'm absolutely certain, it's good. But since
Right.
you're giving it 6, and everyone else is being like, eh.
Well,
so
some people, I actually saw that some people gave it no stars, which I've never seen that. Like,
Whoa.
no stars. So I'm never one to look at critics, go anyway. But it's a movie the kids would like. Bring the little kids. I'm sure they would love it. I thought it was cute. I liked it. And that's it. I mean, as long as you have a good time, whatever. Who cares, right? You're not like everything can't be judged. It was fine with me. Went to a matinee. It was cool.
Yeah.
Makes me want to play these games now. But they took the systems home, so I can't play anything. So that's it. But I liked it. But I do want to talk about Ant-Man because we did have a problem with the podcast last night with the audio, and it got scrapped. I do apologize for that, people. And there was certain things wrong with the cast last night. So this is, if people were shaking their heads, wasn't there a 391 last night? There was, but it never got to be aired. And again, it sometimes is a thing that you don't see it live, but then when I go to play it back, things don't sound right. You can't hear people. There's no point in me talking and nobody answering. So erased. But plus there was a few other issues with last night's podcast. So that's fine. We redo it, and it's a 2-year anniversary part 1. But I do want to talk about what we talked about last night, David, about Ant-Man. Joe finally got to see it, so that's great. I loved it. I gave it 8 out of 10. I
give it the same.
I feel that this movie could have sequels. I know that they're judging it like ridiculous. And again, you have to understand something too. You're putting it out at a time with Minions, which Minions is very popular. You got other things that are popular. I feel it's a success. I feel that it will gain the money back over time, like Star Trek, like Into Darkness was gaining money here and there. I don't think it's going to be the blockbuster they expect it to be. I don't think it's going to be, a blockbuster. I mean, it probably will make back a little profit. But now that you established, I mean, I think they should look at it like Captain America, okay? I wasn't happy with first Captain America. I know that they had to tell it. I was really not happy with it. I loved Winter Soldier a million times better than Cap. I felt that the first Captain America was like a waste. They did stuff where he only encountered the Red Skull once, or twice. That was stupid. And the whole him trying to become like a movie star, that's like something out of Spider-Man's book with the wrestling. So like that would not happen. Like Captain America would not do that. That would not, So, but Ant-Man was very funny, was refreshing. Michael Douglas. I really wish Catherine Zeta-Jones appears as the Wasp. My son Anthony pointed it out to me that when Scott Lang as Ant-Man was in the
Microverse.
Well, they retitled the Microverse the Quantum Zone or something.
Yeah, why don't, for the sake of argument, we'll just say, for the sake of simplicity, we'll still call it the Microverse because that's what we would ask.
When he was in that realm, my son Anthony pointed out, he's like, look in the corner, and it was the shadow of the Wasp on his helmet or something or whatever. It was like something where the Wasp was in that realm. Time doesn't pass by in that realm. So technically, she's probably still alive in there, and he's just got to get her out of there.
That could be the plot line for the second movie, because I've heard a couple rumors swirling around Marvel that they want to take this sequel for Ant-Man, if a sequel is going to be done, and they want to have both not Paul Rudd, they want to have Scott and Hope go into the Microverse to see if they can get
Scott and who?
Hope.
Oh, both of them. Okay.
Yeah, both of them, Ant-Man and the new Wasp, will go back, will go to the Microverse, because now they know a way to get out.
Right.
Which I thought that was really cool.
He could basically Scott was trying to tinker with the reactor. If they could rework the reactor where it won't short out once they're in there, or he could just hold onto the discs or do something to regrow. Yeah.
My biggest thing that I loved about it was the humor. I really think, Marvel is known for their good humor, and I think in this movie there was some really good ones, especially, what's his name? Michael Pena? I think that's the Spanish guy. Oh my God. Luis was hands down one of the funniest characters in this movie. Plus, one of the scenes that actually had me rolling in my seat laughing was at the end. Since we're doing a review, obviously, we can talk spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers,
when Hank caught Scott and Hope kissing each other, it's like, oh man, why'd you do that? He's walking out, and you hear Hank go, Scott, yeah, you're alive.
You're full of shit.
You're full of shit. I know.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Full of shit.
You're full of shit. But it was good. Now, my only critique of the film, I think that what we could have seen more of, I wanted to see Hank in the suit at one point. I wanted to see...
Yeah.
I know we saw old footage of Hank in the suit, and while it was really, really cool to get Howard Stark back and Peggy Carter, I really would have wanted to see what was coming out of there. Also, have a theory. I wonder if... Now, you saw the senator who we found out was working for Hydra make off with the Yellow Jacket, with the PIM particles that Yellow Jacket was using. I think I know where he's taking them. I think he's going to give them to Baron Zemo. Right. Baron Zemo's... I don't know how they could... How they're going to do it. But I have a feeling those... Marvel is... They don't usually like to leave loose ends, so I think that... Him taking the PIM particles away, obviously, that's going to lead to something. And if we don't see... That could be why Scott is working with the Avengers in Civil War. Because, it's made very clear from the get-go that Hank does not like the Avengers. Well, he really just doesn't like Tony Stark.
Right. But also, you're going to have supervillains that are going to be small now. So, they're going to need Ant-Man to, help them to defeat these people, or teach them about the PIM particles or Hank Pym. So, that's what's going to be. I mean, that's the opening that, he's needed in that respects, Or maybe something to do with the Winter Soldier, where his shrinking, something needs to be shrinked in the Winter Soldier. Maybe there's some type of controlling device in his brain that keeps making it erratic, that they need to go in his brain, shrink in there, and get that thing out of there, or something that makes his emotions all messed up. Well, something like that.
They're keeping Bucky there because, a lot of, why Kate talked to Tony, because now the Winter Soldier, with all of Hydra's secrets being let out, no doubt Tony knows that the Winter Soldier probably was responsible for killing Howard and Maria Stark. So that is probably going to be a point of contention between Cap and Iron Man, because Iron Man probably wants to kill Bucky for killing his family.
Right. Well, I had a rumor that, and this is something that's different, I believe, from the comics, but I heard a rumor that it's found out that Tony Stark's mother is Agent Carter, really, or something to do with that, and she dies in Civil War. And I guess Winter Soldier kills Howard Stark. So, like, that starts, like, a whole thing. You know, I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but...
That seems too weird, though. That seems too weird, though, for that. Maybe it could happen. I could, maybe... I don't know. But, they already established in Winter Soldier that Peggy Carter, had a husband and family, so...
Yeah, she should not be Iron Man's mother. I mean, that's doesn't,
Maria Stark should have her own...
Right.
Her own character, so... I think, I give the movie an 8 out of 10. By far not one of the best Marvel movies, but definitely not the worst.
I enjoyed it. Absolutely.
I enjoyed it as well. And I think the reason that everyone's rating it so harshly, I don't think it's because of Minions. I think it's because this is the film that comes right after an Avengers film.
Right.
But remember how harsh everyone was being on Iron Man 3 after Avengers came out? Yeah.
Yeah.
And, even though it's one of the most successful standalone Marvel movies, Iron Man 3, I don't like Iron Man 3 because of the twist, but, it's people kept slamming the movie because you go in, you expect Avengers-level stuff to happen. Now, while in Iron Man 3 they tried to do that, and it didn't really work out that way, what I felt that Ant-Man succeeded in is it didn't even try to do that at all. It was very much focused on a personal story, and the message was that anyone, no matter where you came from, could be a hero. And just seeing Scott, and obviously Scott, I don't think has completed his whole transformation from thief to superhero. Obviously, I think now when we see him in Civil War, there's gonna put into his mind like, okay, I'm in the big leagues now with all of these big time superheroes. I mean, where do I stand here? I mean, there's obviously gonna feel a little bit out of place.
I do have some news concerning Ant-Man that's a surprise. I do want to screen share this. We have some good news. If you could you see it, David?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just an estimate, but it looks like Ant-Man is doing well this weekend. Now it is at 106 million domestically, 120 million foreign, worldwide 226 million. Already made back its budget. So that's a good sign. It does have staying power, which will help it to make a determination if there is a sequel. Now, I do want to show some comparisons, all right? This is the first Captain America, if you could see it. It only did 176 million domestically, so Ant-Man's not far from Cap in sales, in domestic sales. And even in the foreign sales is 193 million. Ant-Man is 120 million. Not that far away. 370 million. That's it worldwide. So I don't really think that it's safe to assume that Ant-Man is a failure. Not by any means necessary.
I don't think it is. I think the boost in numbers is because I don't think a lot of people
went word of mouth. It's word of mouth, and the movie's good. So, go see Ant-Man a couple of times. I saw it twice already. So
not a lot of people saw Ant-Man because I think when you look at it, you don't really know what to make of it. And now, like you said, word of mouth is passing that the movie's actually pretty damn good, and now everyone's going, oh, okay, we'll give it a shot.
Absolutely, go see it. I saw it twice. I supported it. Also supported Terminator 2, and I also think that Terminator should be given the green light for another 2 sequels, only because two things. It was a good movie, and 2, their own company, the movie company, screwed up, accidentally revealing the whole plot that John Connor was evil against the director's knowledge. So I feel that being that the movie company screwed up, they have to have a sense of responsibility to make another one. Same thing happened with Expendables 3. The movie company was directly responsible for this movie getting completely leaked a month ahead of time. And when the movie came out, it bombed because everybody saw it a month early, okay? The movie company supposedly made a decision to go ahead with 4 because it wasn't fair to the actors to work so hard in the movie and then say, oh, your movie bombed, that's it, you're done. No. So they purposely, supposedly, threw the money at it, and Sylvester Stallone's going to be doing another Expendables, and they're going to have tight security this time, okay? So, again, it's not the actor's fault. The movie was leaked to everybody for free. That's nonsense. And you're not going to arrest everybody for seeing it, you know? So that's the whole thing. This case, you know, Ant-Man, well, I'm saying like with Terminator needs to at least have another sequel greenlit, filmed. That's it. Okay, if you don't want to commit to 2, do this one. I guarantee you, the next movie people are going to be loving this movie on Blu-ray, on DVD. It's going to have massive sales. They're going to love Matt Smith, and Matt Smith is going to be amazing in a big role in the next one. So I really feel, yes, let's go. Ant-Man has a lot of potential. They could kind of save the whole Goliath thing for an Ant-Man movie, or they could kind of like do it in the Avengers. I mean, they could kind of sneak in Ant-Man 2 before Avengers, I feel.
What I don't want to happen is I don't want them to, like, well, the thing is, maybe it's because I'm way too excited for Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
That I kind of want Avengers Infinity War to come as close as possible. I really don't want it delayed any more than we already have to, because right now we're waiting about 3 years.
That's ridiculous.
For Infinity War, but you know,
and by those standards, all the movies in between, how are you going to explain that the heroes are dead or something at the end of the first movie and then not appear? And for 3 years they're dead, and then boom, they appear and they're brought back, or whatever is going to happen with Infinity War. I mean, that's supposedly what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to all die with the exception of one, the time gem. Somebody brings them back to life, and they're going to fight Thanos. You know.
Well, no, I mean, it's not going to be 3 years. Like that. Look, in 3 years, obviously, you know, we're going to see the whole finger snap. Everyone's dead at the end of Infinity War Part 1, and it's only 1 year after that.
Right, okay, that's right. Yeah.
Like, if you're talking about, say, Captain Marvel, because I think Captain Marvel comes between Infinity War Part 1 and 2, unless they're saving her appearance for Infinity War Part 2.
Right.
Like, that she's off doing something else, but then this thing with Thanos brings the attention of the Inhumans, brings the attention of Captain Marvel and all these other heroes. Because I think the first Avengers film, Avengers Infinity War Part 1, is going to focus on, like, Thanos, because he probably already has the rest of the gems, and
he'll probably get the Infinity Gauntlet at the end and just kill everybody.
But I think, obviously, he's going to battle the Avengers in Part 1. Just the Avengers, probably. And that's, obviously, we're going to see Vision get destroyed, because he's going to need the Mind Gem for that. Right. So, to do that, you're going to have to
They could explain away the Hulk going to another planet by Thanos throwing him to another planet or something.
No, because he probably comes swinging back around and smack him in the face.
Yeah. Probably.
There's one thing that's always been a staple in these Avengers movies. You need to have a comedic moment by the Hulk with the villain.
Yeah.
Like, because, look, we had him
smashing... have Thanos get caught off guard where he thinks he's got him, but then the madder he gets, the stronger he gets, and then the Hulk just levels him, like, through, like, you know, asteroid or something.
The funniest thing that I really didn't see coming, though, from Age of Ultron was after Vision, Thor, and Iron Man blasted him, and Ultron just starts talking. He's like, you know, with the benefit of hindsight, bam! Hulk just smacks him into the air, and I go, there it is. There it is.
Right.
So, it's like I've come to expect that. So I really hope that the Hulk gets to just unleash a beat down on him because I was actually watching, what was it? The next Avengers. It was the one. It was an animated movie about the children of the Avengers, and
Right.
I love how the son of Hank Pym gets the Hulk to go after Ultron again. He says you are weak and you're ugly, and he's stronger than you. And I'm like, oh shit. And of course, he rips Ultron in half and goes, Hulk is strongest there is. We
Right.
better have a moment like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I could picture Robert Downey Jr. like joking around with the Hulk. You know.
Yeah, he's like, he said you suck, buddy.
Yeah, you better take care of that.
He thinks this guy's a god. You gotta take that.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah. I do want to see Loki in the movies too, I hope.
Loki, I guarantee you. Loki.
Helping with the Avengers. Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, there is a theory. I don't believe this theory for a second, that Loki deliberately lost in Avengers 1 to the Avengers, because I think that was these conspiracy theorists say that was Loki's plan the entire time.
No, he actually lost.
No, his plan was to bring together the Avengers in order to take on.
There's no conspiracy theory. He actually lost.
No, I know he lost.
Yeah.
I know he lost. I'm just throwing the theory out there that other people were saying.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's just they make conspiracy theories about everything. I mean, if you watch the movie, you know he lost. And he's like, oh, you know, he wouldn't do. This is not like Attack of the Clones, where like the Emperor's behind. Like I mean, Senator Palpatine's behind. You know, all the robots getting destroyed to bring about the clones. Like his own army, destroy one army of yours to get another army, which was like dumb. That wouldn't, definitely not. But anyway, I do feel by next weekend we're gonna have a better handle on an Ant-Man sequel. I feel that it will get too close to Captain America #1, the first Captain America numbers, and it will be announced that there will be an Ant-Man sequel. So
what I find really funny is, of course, everyone was disappointed when Edgar Wright left Ant-Man. It was obvious he had a very different idea of where he wanted to take the movie. But critics, this is why I judge I look at a movie and I look at both the critics, some of the critics, and the audience reactions to it. I use a measure of both. I don't use just one or the other.
Right.
And what I find funny about Ant-Man is that the critics are judging it against what could have been with Edgar
that's
Wright.
what it is. They're friends with Edgar Wright, so they're like, oh, we're just not going to like it, even though it's good. See, I don't like that when they do that. That's probably why they did that to the Terminator also.
You're judging it against a movie
that doesn't exist.
Which really pisses me off, because, I mean, what happened to judging a movie based on its own merit?
Correct. They went in there with a negative attitude, came out with a negative attitude, and mine was already, the review was even written before they even saw the movie.
Yeah, now, I was thinking about this because I was having a message with someone on YouTube, and a lot of the people were like, I get a lot of hate because people call me a Marvel fanboy. Well, go figure. But
I'm a Marvel fanboy, so what's the difference? Yeah.
The thing is, because I also take a look at the DC films as well, because my first favorite superhero is Batman, obviously, and I love Batman.
Right.
But the thing was, I voiced my concern that Justice League could not be as long-lasting of a franchise as the Avengers. And, of course, everyone's hating on me, saying, you suck, you don't know about this, you know nothing, you're a Marvel fanboy. And I go, hold on, listen. What makes the Avengers work is they have over 100 different superheroes as active members. The roster can change, and therefore we're getting a fresh new movie with fresh new villains every single time we go. Who says after Infinity War that we're going to have, maybe we won't have the original team. We're going to have a completely new team of Avengers. And they're going to go against villains that we haven't seen, or bring old villains back. Hell, I would love to see a completely new team of Avengers go up against Ultron. And he's more prepared for them now.
Right.
Because they did that in a graphic novel called The Rage of Ultron, where Ultron was sent off into space by the original Avengers. He comes back, and he's fighting the new Avengers with robotic duplicates of the original team that are made to beat Avengers. So that would be a neat idea for a sequel involving Ultron. But now when you think about the Justice League, though, the Justice League is primarily the 7 core members. You got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman. Well, I guess you could throw Cyborg in there now because since he's a member.
Well, he's not a founding member.
Well, he's not a founding member as far as we know. I mean, but when you're looking at it, it's you got Flash, you got Hawkgirl, you got this is from what I know. I mean, I know, and for those of you who are gonna bring up Justice League Unlimited, just fucking dope. Because here's my problem with that. When you think of Justice League, you only think of those 7 core members. Yes, there are different teams. There's Justice League Dark and so on and so forth. But as far as a Justice League franchise,
right?
If we bring in new characters, everyone's gonna bitch about saying, "Oh, you're not focusing on Batman and Superman." If you don't bring in new characters, they're gonna say the movie gets stale. That's why I see Justice League going for maybe, you have Justice League Part 1 and 2. It'll probably go for another 1 or 2 movies and then be done. Because they're not going to bring in someone to replace Bruce Wayne as Batman. You can't replace Superman because there is no one else that can be Superman besides Kal-El. Wonder Woman's Amazon. You can't do that. The only ones that you could replace are Barry Allen, and you could put Wally West in his place, which I'm fine with that. Or you could replace Hal Jordan with either Jon Stewart or Kyle Rayner. Please be Kyle Rayner, because he's my favorite Green Lantern. Anyway, yeah, you can't. There's really nothing more you can do in that case. And I'm not hating on DC, but I'm just trying to be optimistic here and looking, because Marvel is doing something where they're making sure they have all their options available for where they want to go with the Avengers. Justice League, there's really not much you can do.
The options are closed with that. It's like, all right, what are you going to do now? Nobody's communicating. Like the people who do Suicide Squad, all these other movies, they're not making it intricately entwined like the Avengers, where it's like, all right, I'm going to do this one in the movie connected to this movie. Everybody's just doing their own thing, so it's going to be out of continuity and screwed up and whatever. Chaos.
Or they're just going to use the Christopher Nolan style of, or the Memento style of filmmaking, where there's constant flashbacks in there. Which, you know what? That's fine once in a while, but it gets annoying really damn fast. And that was annoying in Man of Steel. It's going to be annoying in Batman v Superman, and it's really going to be damn annoying in Suicide Squad if we have a flashback for every member of the team.
Now, we're going to do more on Justice League and Ant-Man, but today we have many different podcasts planned for the anniversary with a lot of people that want to be on. Some want to be guest hosts, whatever. So right now we're going to take a break, and then we will return with a different Everything Show 392. So thank you, David.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See you soon, David. All right. Take care. Bye for now.